When last did you try something that you've never tried before? Less than 6 months ago, I never dreamed of flying a radio control airplane. Um, I was introduced to this hobby by a very good friend of mine called Barry. He's there in the UK. And he gifted me, through another friend of his, a small little Corsair Foamy. If you've been on my channel and you've browsed around, you would see at least 3 videos where I repaired that little Corsair. The bug has truly bitten me, and it's been an enlightening experience so far. Not because of flying these little planes, and they are little for now. And apparently I must really be aware that the bug bites me because it can become extremely expensive. But when you do something like this, firstly, just getting this new skill underneath your belt, that takes something. But I will never forget my very first flight. The nerves, the dry mouth, the shaking legs. I managed to get that little plane down in one piece. And since then, I've had this adventure where I lost signal here at Helberg Radio Flyers in Somerset West near Cape Town. But more so, it's the people that I've met through this hobby. Amazing people. You would have seen maybe some footage of my friend Mike flying. And it's just people that's so helpful to share their knowledge and their skills with the rest of the community. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. And thank you to everybody who has crossed my path so far. Well, since the mishaps with the Corsair, which was mainly due to, I believe, signal losses, not my bad flying, but that's debatable. I've invested in a proper, what they call, transmitter or your remote control, a DX9. Got it from another wonderful guy, Dave, there in Jeffreys Bay. And together with that, what they call the Timber UMX, also a foamy, very, very light, but with everything that you need to start off in this hobby. It's got safe mode, it's got the ability to fly at very low speeds because it has flaps as well, aileron, rudders, everything elevated that you need. I think the only thing that's frustrating about this hobby is especially when you do electric flying, because this has a little battery, is how a few minutes you basically have before the battery runs out. With this one, about 5 to 6 minutes. But the big thing about this hobby is the time when you have the little plane in the air, you focus on nothing but keeping this little plane in the air, and it takes your mind off, everything else. So I would encourage you. There's so many YouTubers with advice if you ever want to. If you ever think of starting this hobby, you can start extremely cheaply. You don't have to, fork out big bucks in the beginning. It's just another facet of my life that I'm sharing with you. And I think the lesson here is applicable to anything in life. We always shy away from trying new things, meeting new people. And through this little hobby, I've really ticked those 2 boxes. The challenge and overcoming a challenge, and then, with that, being surrounded by a community that's interested, that loves their hobby or their sport. So go out there, whether it's your first 5-kilometer run that you need to go and do, flying an RC plane, taking up skiing or yachting, or just hiking the mountains. There's always a community out there. You don't ever have to do this alone. Make sure you surround you with great people. Get a hobby that do manage to take your mind off, the other really important and big challenges that you might have. For these few moments that you have this plane in the air, it invigorates me. It's what I call a exercise that that lift my depleted levels. Not, the difference between fatigue and depletedness is fatigue. You can go and rest and can get your energy levels up high again. But when we depleted, when life drains us of, everything that's on our minds, challenges with health, relationships, etc., you need to know which are those activities that will fill your low depleted levels up again. And for some, it's a hobby like this. For others, it's just going for a hike in nature, reading a good book, having great conversations with people. Find out what fills your cup in that regard. Until the next time, see you soon. Cheers. So, hi, Mike. So Mike's just busy packing up. He's a bit late for lunch, apparently. And I think that's the one thing about this hobby. You can get into trouble with the family. But like anything in life, it's a balance. Yeah, so thanks, Mike, for also all your advice so far. Really appreciate it.